Have you ever really wondered why the worst of things always seem to happen to the best of people, right? Like the God's people, the chosen people, the good people, right? Let's think of good people. Maybe you think you're a good person. You think your grandma, your mom. You may have always feel like they're dealt a bad hand in this world, right? A lot of times, people may think the universe is punishing them, or maybe not karma, but it's really something that's far deeper, and I think may make people very uncomfortable. And I think that people need to understand this, that in this world, being a good person really just means that you're suppressed and you're unprotected. The version of goodness that we are taught to accept and express is all really just behavioral. It's all just a frame of reference to keep us in line and to keep us controlled, right? You were trained to be agreeable. You were trained to avoid conflict. You were trained to not take up too much space. You were trained to not say no. You were trained to never choose yourself. And goodness becomes a costume that you wear just to feel accepted, right? It could be amongst your family, amongst your friends, in the workplace, with your girlfriend, boyfriend. I don't know who you're dating, but that could generally be the case. And most good people tend to be bad at setting boundaries, right? And they give too much and take too little. And they stay too long in bad situations, and they trust people just far too easily, right? And they tend to ignore every single red flag and staying loyal to these situations that drain them. I even have a friend who complained to me months ago, wondering why she feels as if that she gives so much for friends that don't reciprocate as much or as often as she does. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, if you're giving to people that aren't being good to you, that says a bit more about you than it says about them. If they don't want to reciprocate, hey, you can't put a gun to their head saying they need to do X or Y thing. Sure, it'd be nice if they did. It'd be great to be in a situation where reciprocity does exist. But at the same time, if you're giving more of yourself than a person is willing to reciprocate on their end, you're only going to be hurting yourself. You're only going to be inflicting pain upon yourself. And that pain should be a wake up call to say, hey, I need to tighten up. I need to protect myself from the turbulence that life has to present me. But if you keep doing the same things, if you keep bumping your head on the wall, right, thinking that things are going to change, is not going to change. You're still going to end up always feeling you're in a bad situation when it comes to dealing with men or dealing with women. Say with friends, feel like you're always undervalued, feel like you can't really express yourself, feel like you're always kind of like a shadow of yourself when you're around them instead of just being who you truly are. At the end of the day, if you don't listen to those warnings that the universe is presenting to you, those nudges, those feelings that you are experiencing from the things that you're doing that keeps inflicting pain upon yourself, while the other person goes off scot free, smiling, having not really thinking about you, not really caring too much about the situation, you have to look yourself in the mirror.